Come here this evening because I've got a problem, and the problem is the IRS. It's got a bad track record. They often fail to be good stewards of taxpayer money and protect highly sensitive information as well. They don't do a good job at that. Despite this, Congress and President Biden recently gave the IRS $80 billion in new funding. $80 billion, most of which we had to borrow probably. Last week, the IRS released a 150-page document outlining how it will spend $80 billion in new funding. The report is very vague about how that will be done. Enforcement activities, I would love more specifics. The IRS has a history of being weaponized against conservative organizations for hassling hardworking taxpayers, small businesses, owners with audits. I don't know that the wealthy are going to be held to account. They've got their lawyers and they fight this stuff off routinely. I'm worried it's going to hit middle America. With this huge funding boost, these problems, I think, will only grow. It's unacceptable to treat American taxpayers this way. The IRS does not need more power. It needs to be reformed to ensure that it serves the best interests of all Americans. I've got a solution. Simplify, don't amplify the IRS. And let's just put ACT right after that. Last Congress, I introduced a bill with several IRS reforms to hold the agency accountable and protect taxpayers. The Simplify, Don't Amplify the IRS Act would stop the Biden administration from continuing to grow the power of the IRS. This bill would stop attempts to target Americans and small businesses by snooping in their bank accounts, credit union accounts, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. The bill would also repeal the Democrat ban on cutting state taxes, hold IRS employees accountable when they release private taxpayer information, and ensure that the IRS spends its time helping taxpayers rather than on unofficial union activity. We can debate how much money the IRS needs to do its job, but we also need common sense policies like the Simplify, Don't Amplify the IRS Act. This bill will immediately add value for the American taxpayer and help restore faith to a dysfunctional government agency that affects every American. Therefore, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Finance Committee be discharged from further consideration of S. 1101 and that the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration. I further ask that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered, made, and laid upon the table.